Good evening, everyone. This is Royce Miller coming back at you with yet another Let's Try. Tonight on the docket we have Jell-O strawberry cheesecake flavor. So, as I've said many times, my mom was a programmer for Conagra Foods. This meant that we had a lot of brand loyalty to the Conagra products, including Hunt's Pudding, or snack packs, as they were sometimes called. So we never got to try Jell-O. But with my wisdom teeth out, I figured it was time to give her a try. Come on. Yeah. Off into the wild blue yonder we go. A very pleasant strawberry Jell-O-ish flavor. So I wonder if I should try these separately or together. And I think we'll try these separately at first. So this is not the consistency of Jell-O. It seems to be more of a jam-like consistency. It's a pretty good, if like, synthetic strawberry flavor. Oh, look at that. The cheesecake has a lot of custardiness to it. Suddenly this got a whole lot more interesting to me. The cheesecake flavor is very mild compared to the strawberry flavor, but the texture is super pleasant. It's very whipped, very like fluffy. Somewhere between a custard and a meringue. And very pleasant. I think we gotta go in for another. Oh, this is gonna be another one where people are commenting on my life choices in the comments. Royce, you're eating yourself to death. Oh, whatever. Eat right, live healthy, die anyway, right? Let's try it as a more cohesive piece. I think that was kind of the author's intent because the jelly part is so sweet that it overpowers the cheesecake part. Now, my mom is a firm believer in cherry cheesecake over strawberry cheesecake. Mostly because she likes cherries a lot more than strawberries. And, she likes doing this thing called cheater cheesecake, where you kind of just mix cream cheese and I want to say whipped cream together, and basically just kind of like whip it up until it's oh god, what do you call it? Not a like until it's homogeneous. It's very good. It has kind of the cheesecake flavor, but obviously it lacks a lot of the depth that a proper cheesecake has, because a proper cheesecake is eggs and cream and obviously cream cheese, but all mixed together, all baked. It's a process. You get what you get. You get out what you put in with bacon. I think it's funny too because like cheesecake is called cake, but it's more or less a pie. Like it's got a crust, it's got a filling. Like, yeah, you bake it in a spring form instead of a pie crust, but honestly, I think a pie crust would or a pie tin would be better than a spring form. This is very good though. So like, what flavors did I grow up with? Being a snack pack household. Well, the most unique ones I remember are lemon pudding, banana cream pie pudding, and Boston cream pie pudding. Which banana cream pie was probably the only really truly unique flavor. Like for a while, Snack Pack really was trying to compete with Jell-O, but now I think they've kind of settled on. You know what? We're the cheaper option. It's okay that we don't have as much stuff to do as Jell-O. And like Jell-O, they got their start with, prepackaged gelatin. Make it home. And so I guess because they had that as their kind of like cheaper option, they could afford to have a more luxury item which requires refrigeration. Uh, Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. I feel like Tim Allen in the Santa Claus just like absolutely demolishing a pudding, like scraping his fork around it and stuff. And Peter Boyle being like, "You done?" Fantastic piece. Uh, I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't more cheesecake forward, but for a pudding, it's not all that bad. Honestly, where it succeeds for me most is the texture. That lovely custardy texture. It's a weird thing to describe, but like the crumb of that custard was phenomenal. Uh, and just, I think I'll leave you all on one note because this is something that I've always associated with Jello Cup specifically. Uh, let's see. I believe it was 2014. Yeah, 2014. I went to NakaCon over in Kansas City, and there I got to see Travis Willingham, a phenomenal voice actor. Trying to think, he voiced Hulk in Marvel Superhero Friends. I only remember that because he talked about how his laugh was just Herman Munster's laugh, and of all people, it was Robert England who called him out on it. So yeah, that's just a really funny thing. Anyway, he had the story about how he was watching, I believe, The Ring, and so like, he had a kitchen facing his living room, so he was like keeping his eyes on the television as he walked toward his fridge to grab a pudding cup out of out of there, and he started eating it in the dark, but it was weirdly crunchy. The texture that pudding typically is not supposed to be. So then he turned on the light and realized that it was covered in gross mold. He tells the story a lot better than I do. I'm trying to think what other people he's voiced that you'd all know. Maury Senpai from Oron High School Host Club, if anyone's ever seen that. I don't like you know him if you Googled his name. Uh, Also, he was also like, uh, he had the worst username for a long time on like Xbox and stuff because his last name is Willingham, spelled like it sounds. So he made it the inverse. What's the opposite of willing? What's the opposite of ham? I really. It was something bacon. That's all I'll say. Something bacon. And we'll just call it non-consensual bacon. How about that? Uh, so yeah, that was pretty bad. And like, changing times. He's a good dude. He tries to be he tries to be progressive, and I can't fault him for that. He's like all people want is for you to try. That is the most important thing. Just try, and you'd be surprised how often you'll succeed. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. These were good, but honestly, not worth the hype. I kind of prefer flavor wise. I'd much rather have a snack pack butterscotch pudding, but for some reason I'm having trouble getting my hands on those nowadays. Is there a butterscotch shortage? Monsters. Anyway, y'all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.